But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of mine head. Psalms 3 verse 3. In this verse, David transitions from the mocking voices of his enemies to a bold declaration of his confidence in God's protection and care. Despite the doubts of those around him, David reaffirms his trust in the Lord, expressing a profound sense of reliance on God's strength, glory, and ability to restore his dignity. This verse highlights the contrasting reality between the accusations of abandonment by his enemies and the unshakable refuge he finds in God. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me. David begins with a direct address to God, acknowledging him as his ultimate protector. In the midst of the threat of his enemies, David recognizes that it is not his own strength or resources that will deliver him, but the Lord himself. The imagery of a shield suggests defense, security, and safety. Just as a shield guards the warrior from blows, God shields David from the attacks of those who seek to harm him, both physically and spiritually. My glory. Here, David speaks of God as the source of his true glory, in contrast to the ridicule of his enemies, who may mock his apparent vulnerability. David declares that his glory does not come from his own power or accomplishments, but from his relationship with God. God's presence in his life is the greatest honor and distinction he could possess. It is not the praise of men, but the favor of God that defines his worth. And the lifter up of mine head. This phrase speaks to God's ability to restore David's dignity and hope. When someone is in distress or sorrow, their head often hangs low in shame, sadness, or defeat. But God lifts up David's head, symbolizing both physical restoration and spiritual renewal. It is a picture of God's grace that encourages David to stand tall again, despite the circumstances surrounding him. In times of despair, God not only provides protection, but also revives and restores a sense of honor and purpose. This verse contrasts the derision of David's enemies with the comfort and strength he finds in God. Where others may mock and claim that God has abandoned him, David boldly declares that God is his shield, his glory, and the one who restores his sense of dignity. It is a powerful declaration of trust in God's unwavering support and faithfulness. While the world may ridicule or criticize, David finds his true identity and strength in the Lord, whose protection and restoration are far greater than any external circumstances or voices of doubt. Through these words, David calls us to look beyond the mockery and despair of life's challenges, and to place our confidence in God's ability to shield, honor, and uplift us in our darkest moments. The truth of our identity and strength is found not in the voices around us, but in the faithfulness and power of God.